Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Yanti Amos and I'm a wellness industry mentor and I teach yoga and karate globally. I post regular videos about karate, leadership and yoga, and I want to thank you for showing up today. Let's get started. Welcome to Waxham Barn in Norfolk, England. This will be an easy 20-minute hip opening flow. It starts from tabletop and goes to malasana squat. Remember, there are many ways to modify, so everyone can join in and do their version. So from here, we'll go into our cat-cow if we're not there already, and you're pressing strongly through the fingers. I hope you can see. So my weight is shoulders above the hands and wrists, and knees directly below your hips. Shifting the weight forward and back and around like the organic circles we did when we were seated, and just making sure that the hips and the back, the entire spine feels warm, feels like it's arrived. You can make as much movement as you need, and you can even drop your hips one side, the other side. And seen from the front, I always like to do a seal stretch. So the fingers are going to point outwards and the legs are going to be a little bit wide. Point through the toes, lift up the chest, wrap the shoulders back behind you and open. Good. So it's a really kind of seal-like upward facing dog, but notice my paws or my flippers, my hands are actually facing out. I really like this for my lower back. I have a very tight lower back. Good, really nice. Come back to a seated position. So from here, I press the hands into the mat, tuck the toes under, push it back, downward facing dog. Come high on the balls of your feet. Exhale, lower the heels. 2 more. Inhale, load into your hands, and then exhale, push through your heels. 1 more. Inhale, come high. You're still in a little pike, so the hips are high. And lower it down. This time we'll come to a high plank, squeeze the seat. Exhale, push it back and long arms. 2 more. Inhale, thighs away from your knees, lift up through the ribs and push it back. And 1 more. Inhale. Remember those hands, so press through all 10 fingers. Exhale it. Really nice. So I'm gonna hop to the top. Take your time as you hop. You're coming into a nice little malasana squat. And I'm still working the hips, I'm still working through the lower back, pressing the heels of the hands together. And the elbows, do you notice how they're nudging in towards the knees? So I'm opening up through the knees, and I'm feeling a little more open through the groin, inner thighs, through the buttocks, and through the lower back. I open through the chest. My tendency will be to do this and just relax and round out, but I do want to lift and lengthen through the spine. The soles of my feet are on the mat. If that's not possible for you, you could always be on the balls of your feet. Or if squat's just not happening for you, you could always be here. So please know you've got different options. I come back to my squat, malasana, and I'm lowering my right hand in front of me. I want to get this stretch in. So I send it across in front of my right knee and I reach up high, looking up towards the beautiful eaves of this incredible barn and lowering it down. Inhale, reach up high. Good. And down. I saw a beautiful dove come in. I don't think it was a pigeon, but I really count it as being a nice little blessing and a nice little omen. So reach up and lower it down. This time I might come into a little bind. So I'm lowering that thumb down, wrapping it around, and I might even come into a connection with my fingers. I'm pressing into the soles of my feet as I wrap the left shoulder blade down, and I might even look up again at the roof, which is an amazing sight to behold. Good, everyone. And release. Now we go the other side. So let's point the thumb down, left hand, wrap around in front of the knee. Maybe I come to a connection. So it looks like this from behind. So even if you don't make a connection, don't worry, because maybe you'll hang on to a part of your top, or you'll just send that front arm across. You don't have to do the bind, but it's an option. Nice. Beautiful, guys. This is only a half hour, so we won't do a full flow, but it is a nice way for something that you might do, a precursor or something prelim to a run or something like a cardiovascular thing. Now from this malasana, I'm going to stand up. Don't be alarmed if this is new to you. If this is new, you might want to just simply stand up and come into a tree. So you could come into tree, you could come into the sole of the foot and the shin, or touching the floor against the inside of the ankle. That's one choice. Hands can be where you want to. You can start to lift the arms. If you are more advanced and you feel warm enough in your hips and you did do the bind, then this might be a nice fun trick to try. So strong through the supporting leg. This is the leg that's going to be the standing leg. This is what's lifting. I get strong through that supporting leg and I'm lifting up and opening through the chest. I keep the bind, so my fingers are still connected. Do you see that? Strong and long through that supporting leg. Quads lift up, wrap around and under my hip. And I can pause and stay here for as long as I like. Remember, you've got this other choice. You could be here, you could be here, tree pose. So strong and stable, rooted and grounded. We all need a little bit of that every day. You choose. Beautiful. So feel free to play with the arms and do what you want to do with arms up. They could be down. You could be finding your stability. Good. Really nice. I come down when I'm ready because I'm going to go for the other side. So, deep breaths. Wrap around. Whatever side you haven't done. Find the connection. Remember, you could go ahead and stand up too. So if you want to stand up, try out your tree. And I'll show you. If you lose balance like I just did, stay with it. Find it. Find that nice sweet spot. And if you waver, if you hobble or you wobble and you shake, stay with it. Come back into it. Get the length through the leg, like we spoke of before, and also through the chest. A lot of people will do this when they're standing. So see if you can open up the chest and also feel a little bit more open through the hip flexors in order to get the length through upper body and lower body. Good. Notice how I'm engaging through the serratus, that the armpits, both sides are working hard. Now, if I wanted to transition at any point, I can always do that. I can find my tree and stay in my tree, or I could go ahead and lift the arms to the side, play with the shapes of the hands and the arms, do a couple of mudras, or you could stay where you are. Notice in your tree, our tendency will be to want to shift the knee forward, knee away, press the sole of the foot into the inner thigh, and then open up through the front of your hips. Lift up through the chest, add the arms at any point. Find your balance. Good. And hands to the heart. Really nice. Good. Then you can go ahead and release it. Shake it out. Little shifting left and right. I'm just gonna breathe into my hips. Super tight today. And then I'll come a little bit left and right. Push through the heel, lift the toes. Other side. Another side. Might even start to bend a little deeper, dropping the tailbone and pressing into the thighs, knees wide. Feet are going to be 45. So, as I find this, it's not really a horse riding stance. Well, it is in some styles. But this is goddess pose. Pushing one thigh away, dropping through the shoulder, Come back center, other side, push it down. Good, and come center, one more each side. As you push, you're breathing and you exhale it. So remember, breathing more not less through the practice. Good. I parallel the feet, the hands to the mat. And I might start to lower the head. Good. I'm going to drop the knees because I'm working in frog pose now. Now, the ankles are going to be in line with the knees. And as I find my frog pose, there's going to be a little pain, no doubt about it, through the hips and through the hip flexors. If you're here, that's fine too. I'm going to invite you to go into a position that is comfortable. And then what we'll do is we'll shift the weight forward and then a little back. Inhale forward, nice and gently. Be sweet to yourself and compassionate. And forward. Back it up and forward. And this time, I want you to think of anterior, posterior pelvic tilt. So what we're going to do is tuck under and then send the seat behind you. Tuck under and push away. Under is your posterior and there's the anterior tilt. Couple more. Do you notice when you do this, your knees want to go a little wider? Stable with the hands. Feel it out. Good. And then at a certain point, you might even lower the hands down. So notice my elbows are on the carpet and my hands are pretty relaxed. If you're here and you're happy here, stay. And you could always use blocks and anything to support you. But any little inroad that you've made to the opening up of your hips is going to be very, very much appreciated. So, let's say you went down. Watch where you are. Now, let's do our internal rotation. So lift the ankles and lower. Let's go the other side. Lift the ankles, internal rotation, both sides. Keep breathing. Couple more. And down. Lift. Keeping hips quiet and steady. Let's do one more each side. See how it goes. And also, do you notice how one side might be more closed and open compared to the other? Good. Really nice. Draw the knees gently in towards one another. We're going to do a little back bend. So just lowering the hands here. Lifting the hips. And exhaling it down. Keep breathing. Inhale, lift the hips. Your chin can lightly touch your chest, or if you feel comfortable enough to do it, you can always lift the chin and look to the ceiling. And I like the ceiling, it's amazing. I'm lucky today to have such an incredible view. So obviously, please adapt. And we're back to center. We come back to center. I'm in my parallel thighs, but you could be cross-legged. In your cross-legged, soles of the feet together. So, Baddha Konasana. Now, if you're working on flexibility through the hips, then your aim will probably be to bring the heels as close as possible to the groin. Try not to shake the knees too much. Be nice and quiet with your Baddha Konasana setup. Keep breathing. Good. Open through the chest. Good. If that's a lot for you, you can always come into this diamond shape. Draw everything in and up. That's it. And just let yourself relax for a moment. And notice that when you release that tension, this starts to open and it starts to relax a little more rather than forcing. Oh, an interesting bird just came in. Another pigeon. Okay. So let's take a big breath and then bow it down. And then lower it down. Good. Inhale and exhale. Oh, you know what that bird was? I think it might have been an owl. And down. Yeah, when I actually relaxed, I was able to go a little bit deeper. Nice. From here, let's go ahead and come into a seated spine. I might do a little bind here. So I take my hand forward, point the thumb down, wrap in front of the knee, and sit up. This is what it looks like from the side. So, coming into bind, wrapping, looking behind me, lifting up through the chest, and then twisting, feeling it emanate from the axis we spoke of. So I really feel my ribs rotating. Good, I also feel it through this hip. Good. And release. Let's take it to a little fire log position, pushing through that flexed foot and the knees away, reaching up high, and then exhaling it forward, feeling it again through the hip. Oh gosh, tight today. Good, and reaching up. Good, sending it forward. You have one more. Inhale, look up, and exhale it. Wow, feels intense, but it's all good. Let's take it to the other side. Sitting up. Good. Now, taking it to my bind. This side's harder for me because I am a righty and my right shoulder is more developed than my left. So as a result, I find my openness and flexibility is somewhat restricted because it's just more dense, really. Sitting up tall, exhaling, maybe taking the gaze behind, and twisting. Good. And releasing. Now I'm coming into my little fire log position. This is my challenge. Knee wants to lift up, and this foot wants to come into spaghetti foot. I want to flex, keeping the integrity of that knee. I reach up, and down, and breathing. My back is parallel to the floor. I'm trying to keep it as straight as possible, and it might look like I'm straining it, but I reach up. I've got 2 more. Inhale. I'm thankful and I'm grateful for this beautiful experience in the barn today, and I am sending energy forward. I'm lifting again. This is my last one. I am stretching. I feel more open. This is nice. And then hands to the heart, lowering everything down. I come into a cross-legged position. I'm going to actually choose the opposite cross because I want to practice what's not normal or easy for me. Good. Hands gently to the heart. Let's breathe 10 big breaths together. This is our chance to remind ourselves of our sankalpa or our plan, our project. Maybe it was a dedication. Maybe you were sending a beautiful affirmation to someone out there, who knows? Or maybe it's a bigger, larger cause, whatever it happens to be. Remember the connection with the celestial, the connection with the terrestrial. This is what our yoga reminds us of: the highs, the lows, the compression, the expansion, contraction, and the opening up. It's the extremities, but it's also everything in between. It's the internal stuff, but it's also the external. Let's embrace it all. 10 breaths into your intention. Inhaling, exhaling to empty. Inhaling, exhaling, soften tension out of your mouth. Good, another big breath, fill, lengthen. Exhale, relax the eyes. Good, inhale, filling. Exhaling, feeling stable through the seat. Inhaling to fill. And exhaling, releasing, letting go of whatever is not serving you. You've got 5 breaths on your own. Good. One more breath, everyone. That's it. Let's bow to one another for all our strength, all of our courage, and all of our efforts today. It was fabulous working with you in this incredible vibe. It has something special, I must say, and I hope it was conveyed in this video, and I hope you got a little sense of it. I hope this helps you in your day, and sending big love. Great work. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you're new to my channel, please be sure to click subscribe so you'll never miss new uploads. Keep practicing, everyone, and see you in the next video.